everyone, and happy Thursday. I hope everyone is doing well. So I was supposed to do a live yesterday. I told myself that I was going to start trying to do lives once a week, and I was actually trying to decide between Wednesday and Thursday. Well, yesterday, as usual, the kids were out of school because, they're always out of school. It's little wind, little rain, and school's canceled. So I kind of forgot about it yesterday, in all honesty. So here I am today. So I just kind of wanted to reintroduce myself today. I know that I have some new followers, probably since the last time I introduced myself. And I did this on my podcast for my first episode back this year, but I realized that not everyone listens to my podcast. And honestly, if you're not listening to it, I don't know why, because you should be listening to it. It's called the G.L.O.E podcast, comes out weekly on Wednesdays. New episode dropped yesterday, so you should definitely be listening to it if you're not. Y'all, this little piece of hair right here is bothering me. It's like I'm looking at it in the camera and it's driving me crazy. I have gelled it down. I have done everything, and for whatever reason, it just wants to stick up. So it's really annoying me. I'm going to try not to play with it and fix it the whole time that I'm on this live. But anywho, I just wanted to hop on and reintroduce myself to my new followers that I may have, and reintroduce myself to, my old followers that have been sticking around for a while. Greatly appreciate that. Appreciate all my followers. So I'm Angel. I am the host of the G.L.O.E podcast and the founder of the Modest Company. The G.L.O.E podcast is almost 2 years old. I'm so excited. It turns to April 16th of this year. So I'm super excited. Cannot believe it. But I originally started it. It was supposed to be about organization and entrepreneurship. And over these past almost 2 years, it has grown into more than just organization and entrepreneurship. It has grown into talking about God, life, organization, and entrepreneurship. Still sticking to the foundation of it. I wanted to show the real and the raw side of being an entrepreneur and organization, that it's not just all glitz and glamour. It's not just all fun and games and making money, that it comes with a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, and that the things that you see online are what people want you to see. It's not always the struggle that they have gone through to get there. So that's what I wanted to show. And as I said, over the past couple of years, I've gotten some really great guests, and we've just kind of delved into all type of, is that the right word? Delve? You get what I'm trying to say. See, this is what I mean here. And my podcast is just like this. It's like, is it this word or is it that word? Just real honest, raw, because we're humans. We make mistakes. It happens. That's life. And that's what I wanted my podcast to be about, is to be about the real, the rawness, just being an everyday human and going through life. Everything's not polished and critiqued and perfectly put together. So that's the G.L.O.E podcast. In September of last year, I started another podcast called the PR Toolkit podcast. It is a seasonal podcast. It's currently on hiatus while I am trying to figure out exactly what I want to do for season 2. I have a couple of ideas for it, but not quite there yet. I'm a wife. I'm a mom. I'm also an author. I forget about that sometimes. I wrote a book in July of 2023, and then I published it and made it available to the public in May or June of last year. It's called Fear and Forgiveness, a 16-day devotional and fasting journal. So it's 16 days of stories that I relate back to stories in the Bible. And then it has reflection questions, prayer time, and a space for you to journal down your thoughts. And it also talks about fasting and what the purpose of fasting is. So you can either use it as a standalone for just the devotional, or standalone just to learn more about fasting, or you can combine the two together however you choose to use it. And that's available on barnesandnobles.com, and it's called Fear and Forgiveness, a 16-day devotional and fasting journal. So I did that. I think that's kind of it. Like I said, I just really want to reintroduce myself. I'm going to try to go live more. I know I've said it in the past, but I am really working on stepping more out of my comfort zone when it comes to some things. So I'm going to really, really work on trying to do that. Like I said, once a week, either on Wednesday or Thursday. I may mix it up a little bit. One day I may pop in on Wednesday. One day I may pop in on Thursday. Who knows? it's life. But thank you to all of those that listen to the Monaco podcast, that are subscribed to the Monaco podcast. If you are not listening and you are not subscribed to the Monaco podcast, again, not quite sure what you're doing, not sure why you're not listening and subscribed to it, but go ahead and do that. It's available on Apple, Spotify, and all your favorite podcasting apps. It's also available on YouTube. I'm going to work on like trying to put more video behind it. It's just my podcast feed right now that goes to it. So make sure you listen and subscribe to that. You can also subscribe to my newsletter. The link is in my bio. It's called The Weekly Soundbite. I just changed that around and updated some things with that. So I'm getting better with my email newsletter as well. So subscribe to that. I send out weekly tips. Hey, Gabrielle. Send out weekly tips about podcasting, public relations, anything in between. Also updates on what's going on in my world or my business. Oh, also one more thing. I am also the co-founder of the Podcast Hub that I founded with Coach Ellen. And so it is a podcast directory for those looking to be a guest, who want to find a guest. We have growth tools and resources in there for your business, for your podcast. We also have podcast support in there, so you can join that. We are offering early bird special for the first 50 members. Right now we are at 30 members, so we have 20 more spots left. It's $5 a month or $50 for the year if you get in at the early bird pricing, and then after that it's going to go up to $10 a month or $100 per year. So go ahead, grab those last 20 spots quickly before they go. That link is also in my bio. So that is all for today. You see the piece of hair still, it's just kind of doing its own thing here. I'm going to try to fix it again, but if it doesn't work, it is what it is. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Thank you for following me on social media. I greatly appreciate it. And I will be back again at some point in time, hopefully next week, with another live. So I hope you have a great Thursday. Bye.